So we're back on the compost pile, and now it's time to uppot some of our seedlings. These guys have been in here a little too long, and we really need to get them uppotted so they can get bigger roots and be ready to set out in the garden in the upcoming weeks, as we want to get in early planting to beat the heat and beat some of the difficult insects like stink bugs. So we're going to move these guys into a high quality potting mix, which is going to be a good mixture of coco coir, some aged pine bark, leaf mold compost, a little bit of sand, and very important, some mycorrhizal fungi and molasses to help feed those microorganisms, potting it up into a nice, loose, well-draining living soil. And we're going to get these guys going. So some of our seedlings had a little bit of a stressful couple days. They just dried out really, really quickly. And so some of them are kind of droopy, but they've perked back up. And, you know, just sometimes time gets away from you. And that's all right. I'm not super concerned about it. I think that they'll turn around just fine. Take off some of these lower leaves that are kind of droopy. Get nice and potted in there. Made sure that we planted, while these don't look like a lot of plants, but we made sure we planted some extras. We're really only going to plant a couple of each variety. So we got a couple extras we're going to hang on to. We may uppot those further as we go along and use those as backups in case our early season planting fails due to cold weather, excessive rain, or some kind of elemental variable that we can't control. But ideally, if we can get these guys out in the ground and established before the heat sets in, we're going to eliminate a lot of the risk for insects and disease. Always make sure if we got any poor looking leaves towards the bottom as we're potting, we're going to go ahead and remove those, pinch them off. And we can kind of help make sure we're keeping a healthy transplant to the best of our ability. Like I said, these did look a lot better a couple days ago, but with all successes come failures, and these guys, with a lot of the temperature swings of the weather, even though they've been indoors, they dried out overnight too much and got really droopy. Water from the bottom gave them a good drink, and they've perked back up. So letting them stretch their feet a little bit is going to be helpful. And getting a bigger root system and to be able to develop some new leaves in case some of these older ones don't really hang on. So right now it is February 4th, 2026. We're going to try to give these guys about a week, maybe 2 weeks, depending on the progress they make. And we're going to get these in the ground about the 3rd or 4th week at the latest. And that's going to give us plenty of time to get that early crop in. And if we get a late frost or freeze, we already have systems in place to where we can easily cover these and protect them. We did this last year, went through 2 freezes, and the plants still came out on top. And there we have it. We've up-potted these into some 4-inch round pots, giving them more room to spread out roots. The next thing we're going to do is give them a little bit of a drink with some liquid fish emulsion, just to help establish some roots, get a few more green leaves going on at the top, and to help reduce some of the stress that is incurred from these drying out too quickly. So we're going to use our go-to Microlife Ocean Harvest. Going to get some real accurate measuring going on here. I'm going to use my flood tray because I have it and it's been very effective. We're going to let that wick up from the bottom, same way we did our seedlings. Give this method a try and see. The soil is pretty damp already. We don't really need to have any more moisture on top. And we'll see how these do. We're going to put them back under our grow light, and we'll keep you updated.